Hello and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am the Crushinator, and I will be your caster for this evening's Heroic Division matchup between Ceros Crypto Crew and New Game Plus. Both teams near the top of the Heroic Division. We'll see how they stack up over on the tail of the tape. Ceros Crypto Crew coming in at 4-1 on the match record, 9-2 on the map record. So far, they are 3-0 on Infernal Shrines, and they've got a whole bunch of 1-0 maps. I'm choosing to highlight Alterac Pass here. In terms of their best heroes, they're coming in at 4-1 on Deckard Cain, undefeated at 3-0 on both Sonya and Imperius. New Game Plus coming in 4-1 as well, 9-4 on the map record. They are 2-1 on Infernal Shrines, and 1-0 on a handful of maps, including Cursed Hollow. Currently undefeated on Uther, 4-0, undefeated on Garrosh at 3-0, and sitting at 2, I think that's supposed to be 3-1 on the Greymane. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was 3-1. Looks like our teams are ready to go, so let's very quickly take you over to the map screen. Let you know about the state of tonight's series. As we get into Battlefield of Eternity, but first I'll let you know Braxis Holdout, Dragonshire, Infernal Shrines, and Towers of Doom are banned away for this series. Let's get into the Battlefield of Eternity draft brought to you by Ceros Crypto Crew. Here we go. And that means that New Game Plus is the first to act. They'll have the first ban here on Battlefield. Hope everyone's having an excellent day today. As I bring up my chat, there we go. Melly with the follow. Melly thinking about the first ban here as well. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Battlefield of Eternity. I'd imagine something like, you know... I think Chromie still does well. We're going to see the Greymane banned away. Very nice burn, very nice camp clear from Greymane, which are very important here on Battlefield. I'm interested to see how high up Li Ming is on the draft. I don't think she's ban-worthy. But her race on the Immortal and her poke damage from safety are, it's hard to understate the value in those. So we could see New Game Plus pick that up first, but with the way that the tank meta is right now, it may be more prudent to control that first pick. See what the ban is. Diva's still up, Chromie's still up. See what they are afraid of. It is going to be the Diva taken off the board. Now, speaking of Diva, Gazlowe did get buffed this week. Hasn't been doing super well at the high levels of play here, like in the Heroic Division, but it's been starting to pick up some steam. And specifically, I do a lot of Division C, and Gazlowe's really starting to wreck some face. So I wonder if we will see Gazlowe in today's matchup, as Ceros Crypto Crew is going to ban away Garrosh. Garrosh can do some special work here on Battlefield, throwing people into immortal stuns, getting a little bit of extra stun time in that train that Garrosh can produce. So good tank ban there. New Game Plus, they've got a lot of opportunities open here. We'll see what their priority is going to be for first pick on Battlefield of Eternity. Will it be the Li Ming? Will it be a tank control? It's going to be Hanzo coming in for Melly. Hanzo can go into a race build, but can also go into just a standard poke build. We'll see what Melly is going to build into here on Battlefield. That leaves the double pick over to Ceros Crypto Crew. A lot of options still left on the board. It's going to be an early Phoenix here for Juan Pablo 64. Interesting. Nathanato's going to pick up the Imperius. Very strong pickup in the solo lane. Could be a tank pick as well. Imperius has made some appearances in the main tank role, so we'll see what that Imperius ends up being. Next two picks here for New Game Plus. They've got probably their burn in Hanzo, so they've got to think about something to deny the Imperius and shut down that Phoenix. It's going to be the Uther coming in for Daisy, and Leoric played by Cray. So once again, that Uther could be a healer, could be a main tank. Both Uther and Imperius or sort of dual role possibilities. Looks like Ceros Crypto Crew thinks that Uther is a healer and is going to ban away the ETC, limiting the alternate tank choices. New Game Plus, they're looking at the Phoenix and the Imperius. We'll see if maybe they want to choke down on the tank choices, or if they think Imperius is that main tank. Phoenix and Imperius already picked up. They've got the Leo. Could be a Urel ban coming on through. They've already banned the Diva. Instead, it's going to be the Stukov. Stukov, probably one of the biggest playmaking supports in Heroes right now, at least in my opinion. So it's the Deckard and the Johanna, so it looks like Imperius will be in the solo. Nico is going to be playing Johanna, and Zamil is on the Deckard Kane. So Deckard can absolutely do some big setups alongside Johanna, proccing that extra Phoenix damage, getting everyone in range of the big sweeping ultimate. Unless it's a Planet Cracker, which could be Planet Cracker into Leoric. Usually you pair it up with a Leoric, but against it could do well as well. Altanian gonna pick up the Deathwing here, and Splash will land that Li Ming. Interesting setup. So we've got the Uther, support, the Deathwing, probably on the front line down in the 4-man, just helping with that wave clear. So iFeed, gonna have to round this out with no Greymane on the board. Will not be able to get that Cursed Bullet. We'll see what they want to do. Get some poke damage onto the aspect of death here. It's gonna be the Tychus coming through for iFeed. That percentage damage can absolutely shred through the armor of Deathwing, not to mention try to get through some of that Uther armor that's going to be thrown around with that trait. Alright, Ceros Crypto Crew versus New Game Plus here on Battlefield of Eternity. If you redeemed 1,500 bananas yesterday and you're down to 22, how can you encourage the workout steps? You're just going to have to watch more streams, Valk. Alright, game number 1. Let's get into it. Alrighty, loading on in here to Battlefield of Eternity. On the left in the blue is Ceros Crypto Crew, with Juan Pablo 64 on the Phoenix. Nico is playing Johanna, iFeed is on the Tychus, Nathanatos is on the Imperius, and Zamil is playing Deckard Kane. On the right in the red, we have New Game Plus with Melee on the Hanzo, Splash is playing Li Ming, Altanian is on the Deathwing, Daisy is playing Uther, and Cray is on the Leoric.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Game number 1 is underway. Nara2, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate the support. Hanzo Arrow will scout out Nico in that top bush, as Imperius and Leoric do meet in the top lane. So we're going to see Deathwing just aiding this wave clear, trying to keep Ceros Crypto Crew on the back foot here in the early going. Nico on the Johanna will absolutely be aiding the wave clear versus that Deathwing. Follow-up stun onto Nico is good. Melee chasing in, putting some damage onto Johanna. Altanian staying in that World Breaker form, just using those ranged abilities, trying to create some space, trying to zone out the members of Ceros Crypto Crew. Checking in on the top lane. Looks like Nathanatos is doing some work versus Cray here, keeping that mana high, keeping that damage high as well. As Daisy is now going to avoid the root just barely. Altanian warding away with that Flame Breath. Knocked down to half health here. Great start here by Ceros Crypto Crew, already peeling away 2 of those Elementium plates. Juan Pablo eats a Sonic Arrow, manages to keep the shield alive here, keeping that health pool high. As Johanna moves in, trying to get some damage onto Daisy, force away the pseudo tank. Deathwing gonna have to head back up to the skies, regenerate those plates, and that's gonna be an opportunity here for Ceros Crypto Crew to move in. They want to find that first blood onto Daisy, going down to 19 health, but Uther is gonna survive. Ceros Crypto Crew, knowing they're forcing Uther to back, Deathwing's gonna drop. The blue team is working on this camp. Ultanian thinking about coming in here, throwing out the stuns, but will not get onto this point in time. And that's a little bit of a macro advantage coming through for Ceros Crypto Crew. Trying to even it out, though, is New Game Plus. Splash and Melly have moved up to the top lane Khazra camp. Nathanatos and Cray have resumed their ceaseless battle in the top lane. Ceros Crypto Crew thinking about rotating onto this Shaman camp, seeing that the enemy is not there. Not going to risk it. Instead, just going to come on down and catch the soak and head on up to try to clear this camp. Nathanatos almost ganked there, and now Cray could be the target from Juan Pablo. Manages to warp away from the skeletal swing. And so far, no deaths on either side. Team's gonna go ahead and start their shaman camps on the right and left. I Just Fizz coming in with the follow. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Both teams just really trying to stay even on experience. Nathanatos going to need a little bit of help here, clearing away this top Khazra camp, putting some extra damage onto Cray. But here come the Immortals. Splash and Melly already on the burn here, as Deathwing coming down to ward away Juan Pablo and Zamil. Juan Pablo on the backline. This could be trouble for Melly, has to wiggle around that Immortal stun. Nico is now the target of New Game Plus. Ultanian, another plate ripped away. Nathanatos is here for the aid. And Ceros Crypto Crew is set up for the defense. Follow-up stun onto Cray once again. Nathanatos just dishing out the damage onto the bruisers. Nico and crew just trying to intercept those Li Ming orbs. High feed is on the red Immortal now, as Cray is in a bit of trouble here. Juan Pablo with those slowing laser beams. But Daisy is here to top off that health bar. Halftime show is triggered. We're going to be going into burn positions. Cray on the back line. Here comes Deathwing dropping on down. High feed working on the burn on the left-hand side. Oh, Nathanatos catches Daisy. And Juan Pablo with the alternate fire finishes off Uther. First blood of the game. Could be more coming through. As Nico trying to catch Leoric on the rotation. Ultanian trying to use that Molten Breath to finish the burn, and Splash just bombing over that wall. Picks up the first Immortal of the game for New Game Plus. We'll be headed down to the bottom lane with about half of its shielding. Level 7 has arrived for Ceros Crypto Crew. They've got a very brief advantage here on the talent tier. High feed using that Immortal pushback to get back towards the gate. Oh, Tychus is stunned there. Tychus could be in some trouble here. High feed getting caught in a tough spot with that Immortal stun and is taken out by the Molten Breath. Great job by New Game Plus picking up that kill. Nico now being turned on to, avoids the stun coming out from Deathwing, and that's just enough. Moving over those Deckard potions to safety. Bottom fort looks like it's going to be taken here by New Game Plus. A very effective opening push. As this Immortal, still at half health, is going to burn down this well and move on to the keep wall. Checking out on the top lane, looks like Nathanatos is doing a great job with this matchup versus Leoric. Just getting some pressure in the top lane. Leo doing the best to stay alive up there. Immortal is taken down. Those lava pools making it difficult for Ceros Crypto Crew to continue the chase. And Melly going to start up this siege camp once again. Ceros Crypto Crew not going to have the opportunity to move in, or are they? Nico is starting to move in here. The lava wave slow is enough to ward away the members of Ceros Crypto Crew. And that's a Khazra camp taken by New Game Plus. Looks like we have a rotation from Splash up to the top lane. Leo heading back to try to regain that mana. Li Ming just Just warding in the bush, making sure Imperius doesn't do anything funky while Leo is returning. Actually, we're going to see a Leo move on down to the bottom lane here, as Li Ming and Hanzo going to try to take that top Khazra camp. Nathanatos knows that they're there. Trying to wait for Nico to come on through. Tries to get onto the point, cannot get there just in time, but Melly could be paying for this. Great job by Nico to catch Melly in that condemn and pick up the kill. Still, that's a red Khazra camp going to be pushing down the top lane. Level 10 about to be here for both teams, getting it pretty much simultaneously. New Game Plus looking at the Dragon Arrow for Hanzo and Tomb Wave of Force Bellowing Roar coming in for Deathwing, and the Divine Shield for Uther. Ceros Crypto Crew has the Purification Salvo, Stay a While and Listen, Blessed Shield, Angelic Armaments, and the Odin, chosen by Tychus. It is a full scatter build for the Hanzo, so definitely going to be helping out with that burn. It is the Magic Missile talents for Li Ming. And look at that burn on the side of New Game Plus. Barely letting Ceros Crypto Crew come across for the defense, and this Immortal is nearly at half health. Bellowing Roar pushes away Nico and Nathanatos, but that's Uther going down first, forcing Ultanian to use the Cataclysm to zoom on out of there. So Ceros Crypto Crew pick up one on the defense, but do not prevent this halftime show. High Feed and Juan Pablo just trying to burn as best as possible. Nico and Nathanatos moving around, trying to get some kills. There's the stun onto Melly, warping over the wall. Or jumping over the wall, I should say. As High Feed just wailing away on this Immortal. There's the stun onto Nathanatos. Nico in the backline catches Daisy once again. There's the Divine Shield coming out. Dragon Arrow is popped. The big sleep is going to land onto two, but Cray and Daisy are going to be woken back up here. Juan Pablo, shield down, just trying to put some extra damage onto Ultanian. And a lot of members of Ceros Crypto Crew are very low here. Not a lot of mana left. So New Game Plus is going to move up and take this position. Nathanatos trying to move back. Manages to warp on out of there. But now with Hanzo and Li Ming. Oh, Li Ming actually stunned there. Manages to get away, trying to lob those arrows. Oh, Tychus blown up there. A quick burst of damage from Li Ming and Hanzo secures the kill onto Tychus. Nathanatos moving in right past Cray, trying to find Daisy once again. There goes Uther, there goes Leoric. Deathwing trying to finish off this burn, dropping that lava wave and starting to move away here. Cataclysm to move on out of there. And the Immortal, once again, picked up by the long-range poke of New Game Plus. So Ceros Crypto Crew doing a good job of controlling area in these team fights, but just with Hanzo and Li Ming, it's very, very difficult to hold the phone. Nathanatos caught in the Entomb, using the Molten Breath. Dragon Arrow coming out from Hanzo there. Eye Feed gonna have to move on back. The combo coming in just a smidge too late there for New Game Plus, and Nathanatos manages to wiggle away as the Entomb expires. And now we're going to see New Game Plus with another big siege. They're absolutely going to be taking this top fort. Imperius forced down to the bottom lane to grab that experience, make sure that they're not moving too far behind on the road to level 13. Here comes the Immortal, still with a little bit of shield left, working on this keep wall. Side wall removed by Melly. Able to throw those scatter arrows into the back line here. Immortal shield is about to fall. Nico moving on up. Oh, is caught by the Entomb. Tried to use the Iron Skin to get on out of there, but Uther denying the rotation, and that's Nico going down here. This could be keep for New Game Plus without Johanna on the battlefield. Nathanatos moving on up to try to tank here for Ceros Crypto Crew. Wants to find Ultanian in the backline. Pops the Molten Armor, but is countered by the Bellowing Roar. Angelic Armaments is popped. I don't know if it's got the range here. Uther is taken out by Eye Feed and Juan Pablo on the rotation. Looks like Deathwing managing to get back into the air here. Cray on being chased down and taken out by Juan Pablo, landing that double kill. Immortal will be cleaned up by the core. And Ceros Crypto Crew with another favorable team fight But they're just down to just one building here as they try to even the odds in the top lane. Uther back on the battlefield just about now. Leo going to be respawning in just a moment. Deathwing about to drop down. They do not want to give up this top fort. They've got a huge macro advantage right now. There's the Dragon Arrow with the Entomb once again. Nathanatos and Nico are stuck in there. Nico taking some shots from the tower. Juan Pablo trying to get away from Splash, and Cray is slowing everybody down with that swing. Nathanatos is first to fall on the Imperius. Nico trying to get away in the top column. Cataclysm goes in. Altanian wants to find Nico on the rotation. Samil is going to be found by Cray. Johanna actually taken out in the back line. Splash on the chase. Deckard's going to go down here. iFeed manages to scoot behind the wall, is going to go back, but is the only one left alive, and New Game Plus are moving towards the core. It's 20 seconds till Johanna and Phoenix are back on the battlefield. Tychus is up, Imperius about to come through, but this core shielding is gone, and New Game Plus wants to end right now. 80% on the core. Cray is moving on back. Nathanatos wants to find the kill. There's a lot of low health bars here on the side of New Game Plus. That's a double stun here for Nathanatos. Leoric's going to be the first to fall. And here come the members of Ceros Crypto Crew. Core is down to 44%. Altanian is just ripping away at the core. Melly is going to be taken out. Hanzo is down. Uther is down. There goes Deathwing. And Splash has to move on out. The core left at 25%. As Splash escapes. Ceros Crypto Crew are going to have an opportunity for a very heavily shielded Immortal, but they have not taken down any buildings so far, so they don't have a lot of opportunity for any big macro pressure there. Nico is going to have to move back and deal with these constant catapult waves in the top lane, as the halftime show is going to be triggered by Ceros Crypto Crew. Cray on the right-hand side. Nathanatos thinking about moving in. Here comes Ceros Crypto Crew. Nathanatos goes over the wall with the Impale, and Cray's trying to get on out of there. The Entomb follow-up with the Dragon Arrow. Looks like Ceros Crypto Crew, oh, they don't want to stay on to the point because of that Scatter Arrow. And New Game Plus find the kill onto Imperius. Samil trying to get away here from Cray. Altanian going in, finds Juan Pablo. That's 2 kills, 3 kills for New Game Plus. iFeed and Nico are on the retreat. Getting knocked back by the wave of force. There goes Tychus. Nico trying to get away. Look at that huge damage coming out from Hanzo and from Li Ming. That's a full team wipe. And New Game Plus is going to move on to the core. I think they've got it this time. 10 seconds till Nathanatos is back up. It's a full push. And there it is. New Game Plus is going to pick up game number 1 and go up 1-0 in this series. GG. Very nicely done. Just playing the map there was New Game Plus. Getting ahead 12 kills to 11 with those final 2 pushes. Ceros Crypto Crew was ruling the roost with the team fights, but that Hanzo Li Ming combo, just being able to burn down that Immortal from 2 screens away, it seemed. Got every one of the Immortals, was able to push through the lanes, and just too much macro pressure for Ceros Crypto Crew to handle. Splash on the Li Ming leading the way on the hero damage, about 51,000 there. Juan Pablo on the Phoenix for Ceros Crypto Crew, cresting up to 1 point of damage, less than 50,000. But very, very nicely played. Take a quick look at the talents, and it looks like our teams may be set up for game number 2 already. So we may be going straight over to that. All right, yeah, we've already got a lobby, so we don't have much time for a break here. We're going to be going straight into game number 2. Let me make sure I update my stuff. New Game Plus 1. We're going to Tomb of the Spider Queen, chosen by Ceros Crypto Crew. All right, cool. Drink Water Streamer. It's been redeemed by Hunter CJR. Cheers, buddy. delicious. If you don't have your water ready, what are you doing out there? Go get some water. Enjoy some liquid refreshment as you catch this series. Looks like we've got a substitution here. TV Coffee is moving in for Nathanatos. Go ahead and switch that up. Anything else? It looks like everything else is alright. Just need one more player here from New Game Plus, and then we can get set up for game number 2. I updated the score. Yeah, I got the score updated. Awesome. There's Daisy. Fantastic. Everyone's here, everyone's good. I've got that updated. Usually I've got all sorts of time. Teams are talking, getting ready, but these teams are raring and ready to go here. During that game, Gaming Mom of 4, Metal Gamer Father, thank you very much for the follows. Thank you for supporting the channel. Looks like these teams are about ready. I better tell you about the maps or this draft's about to start. Give them the R. Here we go. Braxis Holdout, Dragonshire, Infernal Shrines, and Towers of Doom are banned out for today's series. Battlefield of Eternity was chosen by Ceros Crypto Crew, but it was New Game Plus that came out ahead with the victory. And now Ceros Crypto Crew is going to be bringing us to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Let's jump into the draft and see what we see for game number 2. Alrighty. We do have a substitution. TV Coffee going in for Nathanatos on the side of Ceros Crypto Crew. Same squad coming on through for New Game Plus. And we'll see what these teams want to pull out on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Interested to see whether we're going to have Nico back on the Johanna, as this is probably the most important map for Johanna, since wave clear is just so important. Whether we see New Game Plus want to ban it away, or if they want to ban away, they're going to ban it away. They're going to take away the Johanna, not interested in first picking it excuse me, themselves. I'll take that drink of water for free. Ceros Crypto Crew sticking with the Cassia ban. Cassia just an all-around fantastic assassin right now. Got a little bit of wave clear, got a little bit of camp clear, got a whole lot of hero damage, and a surprising amount of survivability. Very good pickup if you can get it. Ceros Crypto Crew, they're not going to let you get it. New Game Plus sticking with the Diva ban here in the second slot. Absolutely warranted. Interested to see whether Ceros is going to ban Chromie here. Chromie can definitely help out in the wave clear department, not the S tier wave clear, but can just bomb away from such a safe distance and can set up those time traps to fully cover a lot of the openings. And I nailed it. Chromie is banned by Ceros Crypto Crew, not allowing New Game Plus to pick that up. Issue with the green screen. It looks a little fuzzy there. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of fuzz in the corner. I'll have to fix that off stream a little bit. New Game Plus is gonna first pick Leoric. A very interesting first pick here on Tomb. I mean, Leoric is a very effective hero here on Tomb. I don't think I've ever seen him first picked. Must have been worried about it being taken away. Ceros Crypto Crew will not be able to take Leoric. We'll see what their options are going to be. Nico denied Johanna, will grab the ETC instead, and Juan Pablo going to go right back onto that Phoenix. New Game Plus has their solo locked in. With Johanna banned and ETC picked, I wouldn't be surprised to see a tank come through. Maybe something like a Decker Diablo? Maybe? That'd be kind of cool. We'll see what it's going to be. It's going to be Jaina for Melly. And it's going to be Ana for Daisy. So we get to see the empowerment combo onto the Frost Mage. Ana has escaped the bans so far today. Did not get picked up in game number 1, but is still very highly prioritized by a lot of teams. Ceros Crypto Crew, they're looking down the Jaina-Ana combo. The Leoric is locked in. They're going to ban away the Garrosh, just reducing the tank options for New Game Plus. Looking at ETC Phoenix, we saw Deckard played by Zamil last game. Wouldn't be too surprised to see it banned away here, being that it is one of their more winning heroes. Could be a Phoenix, or sorry, an Imperius ban as well, though Nathanatos is not playing in this particular game. It's going to be the Stukov ban once again, so more worried about the Stukov than the now 4-2 Deckard Cain. Ceros Crypto Crew, next to act with their double pick, they've got to figure out what they're going to do versus the juiced up Jaina. It will be the Deckard again for Zamil. And what will be the answer in the solo? It's going to be a Thrall coming in versus this Leoric. Interesting. Thrall can definitely do a lot of the things that Imperius can do, has a little bit more of an AoE style impact, but can just move in, get the root, set up some kills. Interested to see what iFeed is going to be doing on this Thrall. New Game Plus with their last 2 picks, Ultanian and Splash. They need a tank and they need a kicker here. It's going to be the Deathwing for Ultanian once again, and Splash is going to be playing the Sylvanas. So for all intents and purposes, a main tank Deathwing for a second game for New Game Plus, and TV Coffee snaps up the hammer. All right. Ceros Crypto Crew looking for the answer versus these Deathwing comps. Could Hammer be the answer? Could be. Could be. Guess we'll have to see. Game number 2, Ceros Crypto Crew versus New Game Plus on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Here we go. Alrighty, here we go. Game number 2. On the left in the blue is Ceros Crypto Crew with TV Coffee on the Sergeant Hammer. iFeed is playing Thrall, Nico is on the ETC, Zamil on Deckard Cain, and Juan Pablo 64 is playing the Phoenix. On the right in the red, we have New Game Plus with Ultanian back on the Deathwing. Melly is playing Jaina, Splash is on the Sylvanas, Daisy is playing Ana, and hiding their nameplate very effectively is Cray on the Leoric. Here we go. Game number 2 on Tomb of the Spider Queen is underway. We're going to see some top lane presence from Ceros Crypto Crew, making sure there's no Sylvanas shenanigans. And looks like no shenanigans will be had this day. Nico finds Cray on the flank. TV Coffee is getting Molten Breath to death. Trying to maintain that position. Gonna just be healed up by Zamil over time. Ultanian throws out the lava pool. I'm thinking it might be a little bit difficult for Hammer to set up in these comps. But with that armor and with those Deckard potions, may be okay here. TV Coffee, just trying to set up in the mid lane. Trying to interrupt the rotations as much as possible. The Ultanian throwing out the breaths, just trying to get Hammer unsettled. Zamil coming on down just to throw some potions for iFeed if needed. And it looks like the wave clear is doing pretty well on the side of New Game Plus. But Ceros Crypto Crew is doing a great job of controlling the space here. Melly being forced back, the stun onto TV Coffee, putting Hammer down to about 60% before those Deckard potions bring him right back up. Zemil keeping that mana high by pretty much just using the potions here. Meli once again forced back on the rotation. It's Nico moving aggressively onto the right side of the map. High feed, doing well versus Cray down here, but a little bit low on mana. Splash is going to move around the back and try to get onto this bottom side siege camp. Pretty easy going here in the early game. Looks like Splash will be able to finish this without too much interruption. Juan Pablo 64 going to need a little bit of help from Zemil with the potions to finish up this left side bruiser camp. High feed. Just playing it passive, trying to let that mana regenerate. Stacking up that... Oh, not stacking up, just grabbing the Rolling Thunder on one. My bad. Oh, the sleep follow-up onto TV Coffee is good. There's the... oh, that's 2 hits of Blizzard, forcing TV Coffee to move on back there. Meli once again being pressured out by Juan Pablo 64. Splash finishing up that Siege Giant build, trying to get some extra damage in the bottom lane. Cray gonna help with the Siege versus iFeed. Cray gonna move back for some mana. And Ceros Crypto Crew is getting a bit of siege of their own. Hammer getting in range of this wall, clearing away the wave, and pushing it onto the top well. Very nicely done. Sylvanas moving up from the mid lane. The sleep is good onto TV Coffee. Unstoppable comes out, allowing Hammer to move on back. Oh, Splash moving on forward, trying to get some extra hits onto Coffee, but there are the potions, allowing Hammer to survive. Both teams putting up pretty good fronts here. A lot of this game has been centered around Sergeant Hammer. Ooh, Coffee manages to get away from that Blizzard on very low health. Gonna have to move over some of these rubies. Head right back to full. Juan Pablo getting away from the gank squad of New Game Plus. Hammer just gonna set up down here in the lane, and both teams... Oh, Juan Pablo manages to warp on out of there, taking a little bit of damage to the health, and gonna have to regenerate those shields. We're here on level 7. Neither team has really had the opportunity to have a turn-in, had the opportunity to get a kill. High feed, oh, manages to get away from the sleep dart of Daisy. Right on the edge of that skill shot, not quite landing. Nico trying to move up, manages to interrupt the turn-in here, but does not have an escape. This could be trouble for Nico. Uses the Gladiator's Medallion, and ETC will survive. Wraithwalk from Cray will get Leoric out of trouble. Speaking of trouble, the Hover Siege from TV Coffee is online and just shelling away this top wall. That's going to force a rotation out from Altanian and Meli to try to get TV Coffee on out of there. Oh, the root is good onto Cray. Manages to cancel the Wraithwalk just in time, and Leoric will survive. Splash is here looking for another interrupt, throws out the dagger. Has to be careful with that Haunting Wave, gets the interrupt, manages to get away from Zemil. I don't think that they're going to be able to stop this. Oh, on it with the Sleep Dart. Juan Pablo dropping off 18 there, only one more needed. Looks like Splash, it's a race between Splash and Nico. I think Splash has got it, yep. Red Webweaver's going to be coming on down here as these teams crest over level 9. Altanian in a little bit of trouble here. Having to move back. Ooh, TV Coffee almost taken out by Splash and Meli, but will survive. Has to back here. Try to heal up to be ready for this Webweaver defense. Cray going to be helping out that bottom Webweaver. Juan Pablo and iFeed just going to burn down that center. While the rest of New Game Plus... Oh, trying to get Coffee again! He cannot find the kill onto Hammer. Still 0 hero kills as we approach level 10 here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Altanian just zerging down that wall, the black arrows allowing New Game Plus to move up with impunity. As we see the defense is completed by Ceros Crypto Crew. Leoric getting some work done down here in the bottom lane. Gotta be careful though, as level 10 is now online for both teams. Leo trying to get away, uses the Wraith Walk, is rooted by Eye Feed. Here comes the gank squad. Zamil and TV Coffee are here. Cray does not want to give up these gems. Deathwing gonna drop on down before the peels. Oh, the Entomb does not catch TV Coffee, being just out of range. Objective finally complete. Gonna be setting up for the next one. Almost have enough for a double turn and do New Game Plus as they're looking for a gank in the top lane. Checking in on the heroics here. New Game Plus has the Bellowing Roar, the Water Elemental for Jaina, Wailing Arrow, Entomb, and Nano Boost. Ceros Crypto Crew. Oh, Altanian is going in here. Using the Cataclysm, trying to clear this lane. Thrall finishing up that level 4 Feral Spirit quest. Very nicely done. Gonna reduce the cooldown on that. Ceros Crypto Crew with the Purification Salvo. We have the Napalm Strike, Sundering coming out from Thrall. The Stay a While and Listen, and the Mosh Pit for Nico. Cray moving on through. Melly gets the interrupt in the top lane. Cray throws out the Entomb onto Juan Pablo. The silence is out onto Deckard. This could be trouble for Cray. Going to be hit by that Purification Salvo. Melly is going to be the first to fall. TV Coffee wants to kill onto this Leoric. 21 gems. Cray got to move back to the team. There's the... Oh, Splash uses the Haunting Wave to pick up those gems. Very nicely done from our Sylvanas player. But a double kill means we're going to have a blue Webweaver wave. Oh, the sleep finds Ana. Sylvanas is down. Daisy could be next. This is huge for Ceros Crypto Crew. A lot of gems on the ground here. The fear is good onto Nico. That's going to be ETC taken out. Zamil trying to move forward to get some of those gems, but will not do it. Cray throws out the Entomb. We got a counter engage here. Is Altanian going to throw out the Molten Breath onto Ivy and Zamil? That's so much damage. Cray, oh, managing to survive with 24 health there. All the while, these blue Webweavers have made their way up onto the walls. Juan Pablo in the mid. We've got TV Coffee in the top lane. Going to continue the advance here as Splash coming in for the defense, using that possession to try to turn those minions. Level 13 is here for Ceros Crypto Crew. No 13 yet. Oh. Jaina taken out there by TV Coffee, could not get out of range. As Daisy in a little bit of trouble. Nico on the catch. Juan Pablo, oh, the mosh pit on one, followed up by the Sunder. Just in case, Ceros Crypto Crew picking up the double kill. So that is 2 forts down, top and bottom lane by Ceros Crypto Crew. TV Coffee wants to move right onto this boss. Jaina back on the battlefield, but Ana is out for another 10 seconds, so Ceros Crypto Crew should manage to pick this up without much problem. Altanian sitting on 62 gems here for New Game Plus. It's like boss will be burned down. Deathwing trying to move around the map here, looking for an opportunity to turn in. But it looks like it's going to be a boss and a turn in here for Ceros Crypto Crew. This is a pretty lethal push they've got going in the top lane. They didn't manage to delay the boss until the turn-in, so we're going to have a bit of a staggered push in the top lane. Coffee is going to be pushing this mid lane, just trying to get some fort damage done, clearing away the bruiser camp. Boss going to be pushing onto the wall here, getting a little bit of damage before it's cleared away. The rest of Ceros Crypto Crew moving down the top lane. And here comes the objective. Oh, Altanian going in. New Game Plus throws out the Silence Arrow, and Splash is trying to move in. Altanian fearing away Zamil. A good attempt on the engage, but as it continues here, Zamil is caught in the Entomb. Craig gets the final hit onto Deckard Cain. Leo, trying to use that Wraith Walk to get away here, will manage to do so. And New Game Plus is going to be setting up here for the defense. All the while, though, TV Coffee has been getting some big work done here in the mid lane. Wall already gone, this objective only at half health. Oh, that's big trouble for Juan Pablo. Manages to get away. Nice peels by Nico. Deathwing dropping on down. And it looks like the keeps will be fully defended by New Game Plus, but they're down 16 to 14. This could turn at any point. Juan Pablo and Nico move up to the top lane. They want to try to get this well. Clear away these minions. Distracting Cap to my left is cleared away from the vent. Ceros Crypto Crew going to go ahead and grab the Bruiser Camp on the left. Right side Bruiser Camp not up for another 2 minutes here as we see iFeed working on the Siege Camp here in the bottom lane. Altanian will have the opportunity to drop off some of those 71 gems. That's a load off there for New Game Plus for sure. Red Web Weavers are not going to be pushing too far here. But level 16 is achieved for New Game Plus. TV Coffee could be in some trouble. Splash coming around the outside. There's the Water Elemental to try to slow down Coffee. The boosters are up. The Sleep Arrow is there. Splash coming on in with the Haunting Wave, and I think this is going to be it for Hammer. That was a long way to go, and a great rotation there from New Game Plus picks up the kill. Juan Pablo right onto the backline, wants to find Daisy and Melly here. Juan Pablo getting countered by Melly, though. That's Phoenix down. 2 members down for New Game Plus. Zamil is going for the sleep. Will not land onto Melly. Deckard Cain is taken out. That's a triple kill. And all of a sudden, New Game Plus has got a new life here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Daisy managing to stay alive versus Juan Pablo. Melly using that tip of the Frostbolt range to not get slept and get the final hit there onto Deckard Cain. iFeed just gonna have to move on back behind this wall as New Game Plus pops the black arrows and starts their siege. TV Coffee is back on the battlefield, but Deckard and Phoenix are not here for the defense. Oh, the follow-up stun is good onto iFeed. There's the Entomb onto TV Coffee, and the Molten Breath is enough. Hammer is down. Melly could be counter-killed here as Juan Pablo's back on the battlefield. The rotating laser picks up the kill onto Jaina. Altanian trying to get on out of there with only 1 plate left. And all of a sudden, this game's looking a lot more even than it was a minute ago, as New Game Plus starting to even up this structure count and getting pretty even on the experience here. Zamil just keeping a hold down on the bottom lane. Jaina and Hammer will be rejoining us in about 15 seconds here. iFeed being rotated on by New Game Plus, but manages to mount up. And here come the Red Web Weavers. These are going to be pushing deep into blue territory. Mid fort, left alone for now. New Game Plus. Jaina back on the battlefield. Hammer back on the battlefield. And here comes Deathwing. Ceros Crypto Crew has a moment here before Jaina arrives to try to get some damage onto this objective. There's the root onto Splash. Objective down to half health here in the top lane. Jaina is here. Oh, that's a huge Entomb. TV Coffee in some trouble. The silence is out and Hammer is down. There's the Purification Salvo in response. Cray trying to move on out of there. Daisy hit by the Sundering. But that's all the members of New Game Plus still alive. They're going to have to peel on out of here as they're still very low health. But a fantastic Entomb coming in there. Double Sleep Arrow. Altanian thinking about moving up. There's the slide from Nico trying to peel away for Zamil and iFeed, and that's going to be enough. Objective is taken out, and still with all 3 keeps is Ceros Crypto Crew. Deathwing trying to regain health. The rest of New Game Plus are on this boss, though it may not be for free. They don't have the hammer. Nico thinking about moving in. It's a boss bait. Oh, it's a bait. The Entomb doesn't quite catch Nico. That's going to end the engage here for New Game Plus. Wraithwalk to move on back. And a great job by Ceros Crypto Crew commanding that space and warding with their main tank. Very, very good work. This level 20 is about to arrive for both squads. There it is. All of a sudden, next big team fight could do it. We got very weak keeps on both sides. Altanian Working on the interrupt. Right side bruiser camp was picked up by New Game Plus. Thrall thinking about starting the left one. Nope, just going to go down to the bottom lane. Left side bruiser camp going to be started by Ceros Crypto Crew. That's going to give New Game Plus an opportunity to dump some of those gems, but both teams need to do some lane soak before they can get another Web Weaver. New Game Plus thinking about the boss again. But Nico is here. There's the lava wave to scout. And this could be a fight over the boss pit. Boss down to half health here. Melly doesn't see Nico yet. There they go. They see Nico. The slide through is good. The pushback. And they're going to be fighting over this. The Sunder comes out. Looks like, oh, Leo somehow alive. Silence arrow onto 4. Nico's going to be taken down. Juan Pablo trying to get the purification salvo off. Sylvanas taking out. The Death Mosh catching 2 in the back. Juan Pablo with the Unconquered Spirit managing to stay alive, but Zamil may not be so lucky. Cray is on the chase, trying to get Deckard, but those potions are too powerful. And that's a 2 for 2 with Leoric down. Juan Pablo 64 still alive, but Hammer's now down. Only Deckard and Phoenix are up for Ceros Crypto Crew, but it's just Ana, Deathwing, and Jaina trying to find Juan Pablo. Warp over the wall is there. We're going to see New Game Plus. They're going to move back onto this boss. It was chained back to full health. Daisy's going to be keeping Melee nice and healthy. Deathwing ready to drop down. But I don't think that Ceros Crypto Crew sees this coming. Cray is keeping an eye here on Zamil and Juan Pablo. Deathwing back on the battlefield. Juan Pablo is going to move in. Oh, there's the water elemental. Juan Pablo manages to warp away before the root comes out. Melee is on the chase. But that's going to force Phoenix to move back. Boss is going to be picked up here by New Game Plus. Splash trying to deal with this bruiser camp. Going to go ahead and clear that away. That's going to be a late game boss pushing in here for New Game Plus. Still not enough gems to get a Web Weaver on either side. Sylvanas peeling off, letting the core continue the defense there for the red side. And Boss will absolutely be gaining this keep. We'll see how much more that they can do. Sylvanas is here. Cray looking for another huge entomb. It's got some big ones so far this game. Walking on forward, TV Coffee gets the knockback and managing to avoid it for now. Boss at about half health as it starts shelling away at the core. New Game Plus. It's going to start taking some consistent damage. There's the silence arrow. Splash is caught in the back. The sleep catches 1. ETC is down, but there goes Leoric. Splash manages to stay alive here. Ultania not so lucky. Deathwing is down, and New Game Plus is going to have to peel on out of here. Core taking a little bit of damage, but this boss is going to be cleared away. Core halted at 66% health. But with ETC down, I don't think that they can move towards the core. They're kind of trapped in their base right now. They need 10 more gems before another Web Weaver wave comes through. Cray is going to Hearth on back. Make sure not to spawn in enemy territory. Splash is going to see this camp attempt. I feed. Ooh. Splash avoids the root with the Haunting Wave. Very nicely done. Ceros Crypto Crew grab the siege camp in the bottom lane. And both teams just kind of waiting for their tanks right now. Deathwing coming back in 5. ETC just now spawning. Juan Pablo manages to dump those 12. And Ceros Crypto Crew, they just need 2 more gems and they'll have a blue Web Weaver wave pushing in. Looks like iFeed now has enough to get some blue Web Weavers. Thrall could be in trouble here, though. Stays mounted, manages to evade. Another 11 gems are what's needed for New Game Plus to get their turn in. We'll see who can control this space, who can find a positional mistake, because that's what this game's going to come down to. Jaina has to peel back and deal with this camp. Going to go ahead and blizzard that away. iFeed looking for an opportunity in the top lane, will not find it. Cray thinking about another entomb. Will not do it, just going to peel on out of there. ETC looking for the slide, will not find it. iFeed manages to turn in, and we will have blue web weavers pushing down the lanes. Cray is the key here for New Game Plus, looking for that big silence and tomb opportunity. Pushing down the mid lane here. Staying mounted, just looking for any kind of mistake. Wraithwalk goes forward. Just threatening to control the space. Cray could be in some trouble there. Speaking of controlling space, is out there without a team right now. Juan Pablo is on the chase. Ultanian coming through. And now we've got two members of New Game Plus that are stuck on the back line. Ceros Crypto Crew will not chase. Leo will hearth on out to safety. Here comes the flank, though. Ultanian working to get away. Melly managing to peel on out of there, and that was a tricky situation as Sylvanas caught on the low side as well. Will manage to back. Oh, the Entomb goes out. That doesn't catch anybody. It's a low cooldown, but it's not that low. Cray is going to move on back. That's 60 seconds that Ceros Crypto Crew has to push in. They've got the objective that is being burned away in the top lane. They've gained map control back here. That gives them the opportunity to control vision. It's going to limit the movement options of New Game Plus. TV Coffee and Juan Pablo showing in the bottom lane. Leo. 15 seconds until that Entomb is back online. Daisy gets the sleep. Ultanian with the follow-up stun. They want to find this kill. Oh, Juan Pablo just in time, managing to warp on out of there. The nano boost is burned, as well as the Wailing Arrow. This could be the opening that Ceros Crypto Crew needs. Nico is going to move in and see Deathwing, trying to get onto Melly. The slide will not land. There's the Silence and Tomb. It's going to land onto ETC. iFeed separating out with the Sunder. Ultanian goes in. And this fight is happening. Bellowing Roar onto Zamil. And New Game Plus manages to back away, baiting out some more ultimates from Ceros Crypto Crew. And this will continue. TV Coffee trying to shell onto this bottom keep. There's the slide. Trying to find Leoric, and Cray is down. Ceros Crypto Crew taking out the most impactful ult of New Game Plus. But Cray is going to be coming back here with that reduced death timer. Can Ceros Crypto Crew push on through? Splash moving on out in front of this keep. Melly pushing TV Coffee back. There's the nano boost. The root is good onto Hammer. Melly trying to survive here. There's the Sunder. Ice blocked by Jaina. Could be trouble here for Splash. Juan Pablo is on the chase. They're looking to trade out. Deathwing. Ultanian on one single Elementium plate. Just trying to clear away this lane. There's the Entomb. Whiffs again. Cray needs to wait another 45 for that to be used. But that's enough. Ceros Crypto Crew is going to move back, pick up this Bruiser. Deathwing going to move back to the air to try to heal up. Melly thinking about putting the poke over the wall. Gonna have to be careful here, though. Just gonna clear away this Bruiser camp. Deathwing back on the battlefield, fully healed, fully plated. And Ceros Crypto Crew are gonna bait a boss. TV Coffee is gonna start this up. The burn here is pretty good. New Game Plus is not moving up. They're starting to move up now, but I don't think... Oh, this is going to be close. They are going to get here in time. Cray is moving in. The Wraithwalk is down. Someone's going to have to move on in there. Ultanian using the Cataclysm to get onto this point lands directly there. There's this double silence. Ceros Crypto Crew is being ripped apart. It's a triple kill. Deathmosh on the back. That's a quad. The core is unceremoniously finished by a catapult. New Game Plus, pick up the game and pick up the series. GG. Quite the battle there on Tomb of the Spider Queen. 15 kills to 12 for New Game Plus. They get to the boss on time. They get onto the point. They get the quad kill. And then the catapult wins the game. Melly playing Jaina for New Game Plus, racking up 70,000 hero damage on the Jaina. Very nicely done. Juan Pablo, once again, leading the way on the Phoenix for Ceros Crypto Crew. 99,000 hero damage from Juan Pablo. Very nicely done. Another quick look at the talents, and then we'll see if we can get an interview with our victors. Alrighty, let's move into Lobby 5 and see if we can find ourselves an interview with New Game Plus. Quite the series there. Very back and forth, especially there in game number 2. I'm looking forward to picking their brain about that one. That's alright. We'll see if we can get ourselves the interview. Throw out a quick whisper. Who am I whispering? I believe it was Splash. Give it a minute here. See if someone comes on through. There we go, Splash. Welcome.
What's up? How's it going?
Going good. Congratulations on the 2-0 victory.
Thank you, thank you.
Very, very nicely done there. A couple of very, very close games. Looking at game number 1 there, we saw it was kind of a team fight comp versus the burn comp, and the Li Ming and Hanzo came out ahead there. Is that your preferred style there on Battlefield of Eternity, the sort of long-range poke, wear the Immortal down style, or was that something that the draft sort of presented as the picks went along?
More so, yeah, I kind of came out with the draft. I'd say we don't really have a set preference for that map or any, really, honestly. We just kind of work through as the draft unfolds, like you said.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, it was the Seeker build, the full scatter arrow. It seemed like from 2 screens away, you guys were able to just take out that Immortal, even losing a couple members each time and pushing through for the victory. Very nicely done there. Talk to me a little bit about Deathwing. We saw Deathwing there in both games in basically a main tank role. We had the Uther alongside the first game, but it was pretty much Deathwing frontline there. Is Deathwing pretty much just a tank for you guys, or do you feel like he can flex into other roles?
I think he can flex, but he just worked out well there. We didn't feel like they presented anything that would cause an issue for it. And having a frontliner, like, they took Imperius, and the biggest strength of Imperius is being able to get picks with his stun, and you can't stun Deathwing. So having Deathwing in the front of everyone made it a lot easier and safer for us to deal with Imperius in the first game.
Hard to argue with that. Very, it was a very cool usage of Deathwing there in both games. Taking a look there at game number 2. It seemed like things were kind of at a stalemate through the early going, looking for opportunities. In the early going there on Tomb of the Spider Queen, what sort of opportunities are you looking for to gain an advantage?
With our comp, it was kind of difficult, especially since they had hammers, since she's so safe, and it's difficult to get picks on assassins as easily. And same thing with ETC, he's really mobile, and we didn't quite have the damage. And without a sleep setup on ETC, it was difficult to really force a pick, and we're kind of just waiting gems out. Maybe you can look for opportunities in the solo lane, especially with Thrall. Since he's melee, sometimes has to force forward a decent amount, so you can look for picks in the solo lane. But kind of just what presented itself. Like, for example, they ended up kind of pushing the mid and top aggressively early, so I just went down and I took the siege camp while they were doing that, because we had enough wave clear to keep them from really doing much siege-wise, and Deathwing could just Q the hammer if she got in range of the towers to prevent hammer from pre-sieging, and I took that free time to take advantage down there. But unfortunately, they got their bruiser out around the same time, but it didn't amount to too much because we were able to clear it. But yeah, just kind of whatever counters whatever they're doing in the situation.
Yeah, we saw a lot of feigned engages, a lot of great counterplay, especially towards the end there on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Going into that last boss pit, I completely missed the top lane pressure on the core. Did you guys see that when you were heading up to the lane? Was it mostly a dive in there to prevent backs, or did that go unnoticed for you as well?
No, that was unnoticed for us as well. Yeah. Until right after we got, I think the first 2 kills. That's when, I mean, and the interrupts on Deckard Sleep and everything, and ETC, and I think maybe Thrall died first. After that, we knew it was game because others were gonna die, and we had boss control, and we were gonna get boss, and it was like, okay, we win. But then we saw and looked, and core was at 10% at the exact same time, and I was like, oh, never mind, it's over faster than I thought. But
Yeah, the whole time there, I'm focused on the boss play. Is New Game Plus going to make it there in time? Core shield's gone, 70%, 50%. Just the whole time through. It was kind of a funny ending there for sure.
yeah, it worked out that we had tried to end. I mean, I guess it wouldn't have mattered because we could have just ran down anyway. But it worked out that we pushed beforehand with the other boss we took and gotten the core so low.
Absolutely. Good setup there, leading to the finish and the 2-0 series victory. So we're getting into the later weeks here in this season 10. Are there any teams left to face that you feel like, you're looking forward to facing? Any big rivalries left in the division?
I don't think we've played anyone enough for rivalries for us. But I think there's definitely some good matches to come. No specific team in mind, but I think there's definitely plenty of nail biters left ahead of us. And the season's unfolding enjoyably, and I mean, just now kind of solidified our roster for the rest of the season.
Oh, fantastic.
Probably within, I'd say, the past 2 weeks. I mean, we've just been working through different people left and right. Even Daisy we just picked up at the very beginning of the season, but it's going well. It's going well.
Fantastic. Good to hear. All right, Splash. Well, thank you very much for joining me. Are there any shout-outs you'd like to make before we close things out here?
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to NGS. Shout out to you for streaming. Thanks so much. Shout out to my team. Shout out to these guys for playing us. They were tight matches. They were fun.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much for joining me, and congratulations on the victory.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You as well.